Hello, everyone. I'm Sarah Colvin with Cape Media News, and we are here out on the Bass River on a nice mid-August Cape Cod day with the Executive Director of the Friends of Bass River, Brian Weiner. Brian, thank you so much for joining us today.
Oh, thank you for coming here to the river.
So, of course, thought it would be fitting, right, to do an interview about the Bass River on the Bass River. So tell me a little bit about how you've progressed since you became Executive Director earlier this year.
Well, it's been a great busy period. I mean, since I started, I've been able to engineer 7 major events for our members and their friends. And we just completed a membership drive that is getting great results for us. But more than anything else, we've really elevated the level of enthusiasm. So people are active, they're talking about it, they're engaged. And that was really my goal, to get people passionate about what we're doing here.
Of course, and what you're doing is, of course, not only raising awareness about the river, but talking about the issues that impact the river. And of course, looking around, it's hard to imagine that the river is in trouble, but certainly it is threatened. There are high nitrogen levels. So talk to me about some of the most pressing issues that you're trying to help solve.
Well, like we look around, we came out here today as we were driving out. There are a lot of homes that right now they're being occupied. They're seasonal properties and their seasonal owners are here. And they have a lot of friends, a lot of activity. We saw lots of cars on their driveways and their lawns. That impact is the effluent coming to the river that increases the nitrogen levels. And so nitrogen invariably peaks during the summertime because there's just a huge amount of traffic here. The problem with that is, while the river is wonderful and everyone is enjoying it, that enjoyment flows out in a byproduct that ultimately kills the river everybody loves. And so I think our goal is to get people more engaged and aware so that just as they love this river, they can protect it and make sure it's going to be here for their children and their grandchildren.
So what would you say are some things people can do to help reduce that nitrogen level in the river?
Well, I think if the government were to step in, for example, the government might mandate that you have to have your septic system pumped every 24 months. But that's frankly just good home ownership. If you own a home, whether it's a seasonal or a year-round, pumping every 24 months is just good business, because when you ultimately want to sell it, your Title V is going to be clean and clear and you're going to have a lot less issues. Beyond that, an awful lot of people use state-approved biological agents that they add to their septic systems that reduce the nitrogen outflow. Also, I think that it's good home ownership, good investment intelligence to use a professional firm if you live near water to take care of your fertilization, because in all the years I did it myself, I over-fertilized my property. Then I hired a professional and they were far more careful in what they did. And then I think the third and final thing is just you have to think about what you're putting into your water. I buy for my home environmentally friendly products so that they have minimal amount of impact. They break down, minimal nitrogen outflows, so they work just as well in the shower and in the sink and in the dishwasher, but the impact on the system and the environment is far reduced. Those 3 things alone will make a big difference.
So let's talk a little bit about the Bass River Bridge. Of course, we can see that in the background. It's been here for a long time and certainly is well overdue for an upgrade, which we hear is going to happen in 2020. So as you tell me, it's not just a bridge replacement project. You're hoping this is going to raise awareness across the river. So talk to me a little bit about the project and what's in store and how you are hoping will kind of expand people's view on the bridge.
Well, I think the bridge construction is a call to action for everybody. It's a major vital artery, but it also it separates this psychological north river south of the bridge kind of mindset. I think a lot of people, when I've talked to potential friends and new friends and some of our friends here on this side of the bridge, their concern is that our interests really only support those people who live on the southern side of the bridge, and that's just not true. If anything, I'm more interested in what goes on above the bridge because it's all heading out to the ocean. Beyond that, though, we know that the bridge reconstruction is going to enhance the flow. They're going to dredge and increase flow beyond that. I think everybody is going to be attuned for a 2-year period to what's going on here at the river, and that's a really great thing.
What have you learned from the people who live and work on this river and care about the Bass River?
Well, I think the one thing I've learned for certain is everybody who lives on or near this river has an opinion about this river. And whether they're a part of our organization or not, they have clearly defined passionate interest in what happens here. There is no lack of interest in making certain this river stays healthy. I would love to take that energy, muster it, funnel it and keep it on a very narrow single vertical so that we can all work together to make certain that this river is healthy and vital for our kids and our grandkids.
Well, Brian, thank you so much for doing this little talk out on the beautiful Bass River.
Thank you so much, Sarah. I appreciate it.